Most people believe that money comes from work, luck, or circumstances, but there is an idea that a mystic from the last century spoke about, Neville Goddard. He said something very unusual. Money never truly begins outside of you. It always begins in the consciousness of a person. And when your inner state changes, reality slowly begins to rearrange itself around that state. Take a moment and look at your own life. Very often we think about money as something difficult. We believe we need to work harder, struggle more, push more, worry more. But what if reality works a little differently? Imagine that life is like a mirror. It does not reflect what you want. It reflects the state you live in every single day. If inside you constantly feel lack, pressure, or fear about money, the outer world tends to mirror that same feeling. But when something inside begins to shift, when a person starts feeling a sense of calm, possibility, and enoughness, life often begins to respond in unexpected ways. The first thing to understand is this: your state is more powerful than your actions. Most people try to change their financial situation only through external effort. They search for opportunities, new jobs, new strategies. But if deep inside they still believe that money is scarce or hard to get, reality often keeps confirming that belief. When someone begins to see themselves differently, not as a person chasing money, but as a person who naturally lives in abundance, their thinking changes, their decisions change, and gradually, the world begins to reflect that new state. The second idea is about imagination. Neville Goddard taught that imagination is not just fantasy. It is one of the most powerful creative forces we have. When you regularly imagine yourself living in financial ease, not just thinking about money, but actually feeling the relief, gratitude, and stability of having enough, something begins to shift inside you. Your mind starts to accept a new reality, and once the inner world changes, the outer world often follows. The third idea is trust. Money rarely arrives in the way we expect. Sometimes it comes through a new idea. Sometimes through a person you meet unexpectedly. Sometimes through an opportunity that seems to appear out of nowhere. When a person stops living in constant tension and begins to trust that life can support them, space opens for new possibilities. Perhaps the real change was never only about money. Perhaps it was always about the state you choose to live in every day. And when you begin to feel that life can be abundant, reality slowly starts to reflect that belief. If this message resonates with you, write in the comments, "Abundance is already flowing into my life." Sometimes a single intention, spoken clearly, can become the beginning of a completely new chapter